So now we are going to put the tuners on. And they are the Schaller BM Light thingies. And I have got to say that I am quite unhappy with these on a number of levels. So, actually, you know what? Here. Okay, so I am unhappy with these tuners, like I said, on a number of levels. First off, and let me preface this with the fact that I've ordered from Warmoth a ton, and I think the first time I ordered from Warmoth was, late 80s? 87? 88? Maybe? I don't know. Decades ago. I don't know how long they've been in business, but I don't know. So I ordered from them quite a while ago, and I've ordered bunches of stuff from them, and I've always been very happy. The stuff's expensive, but flawless. I've never had an issue. Like I said, the stuff's expensive, but I feel worth it because I keep buying stuff from them. But anyway, with the base that I'm building here, the only option they give you is tuners for the short scale neck, which is what I wanted. The only option they give you are tuners routed, drilled, whatever, for these Schaller tuners. And also, let me also state that I've always been very happy with Schaller, I think it's pronounced. I've used a lot of their stuff, and I've always been very happy with it. Top quality stuff. But anyway, they only offer for these tuners. So I figured, okay, you know what? They're expensive. I don't need them. They're like ultralight tuners, and with the super heavy body and the short scale neck, I don't need super light tuners, whatever. So I'll just order really just generic base tuners. I think the big ones would look like the elephant ear, clover, whatever they are, would look a little silly on a smaller base. But something like the smaller, like the ones like this, like shaped like this and all, but cheaper. These are expensive. So I get the base and everything, and I go and check measurements, and I figured I'd have to ream the hole a little bit larger, whatever, that's fine. But these holes show up no matter what tuners you put on, and it looks real chintzy. So I was like, oh, what a pain in the neck. So I thought about it, and I finally decided, okay, you know what? I'm just going to get these tuners. Everyone raves about them. I'll get them, whatever. So that's my beef with Warmoth. Like, you don't have the option to not have these, like, 2 registration hole things for the pegs. They don't give you that option. So you're stuck with, you have to use these tuners or have it look real chintzy. So that's my beef with them. And I get it. I'm sure I have some sort of a deal where they're selling these and get a kickback or get money or profits, whatever. So now I had to go on Warmoth, order them again, place another order these. And so I order them, pay for the shipping, It's like, ugh, what a hassle. So then the shipping, I paid for shipping. I know with the coronavirus thing, there's, and this is a rant, so sit down, grab your popcorn. This video is pretty much just a rant. So I paid for shipping because, you know, you have to pay for shipping. They don't give you free shipping. And even if places give you free shipping, you're paying for it. So if you buy an item, here, this item, it's $5, free shipping. Well, guess what? The item's probably $2 with $3 shipping. Or whatever, $3 with $2 shipping. You're paying for the shipping. No business is just going to give you free stuff without getting something. So anyway, order these, pay for the shipping. What are you going to do? Probably would have been cheaper shipping if I had ordered it all together with all the parts, but I thought I could just use different tuners, but here we are. So pay for the shipping. And I know with the coronavirus and everything, shipping is spotty. I get it. What ended up happening is the stuff was shipped and I got a notice that it was shipped and I could track my package. So it went from Washington State, I'm trying to do it so it's like reverse, so Washington State, out west, the US, and got to Pennsylvania at a sorting location. And it was like 2 or 3 days to get there. So I'm like, okay, not a problem. It sat at the sorting station for over 6 days, 6.5 days. Because it gives you like the time that it gets there and gets scanned and the time it leaves and all that. So 6.5 days at the sorting center. So I checked, I asked some people, I have some friends that are letter carriers and that work at the post office, and they said, yeah, unfortunately that's what happens. More people are sending stuff. We have people that are calling in sick. We have staff. We have things that are being shut down. So I totally get it. They said what probably happened, because I'm like, why is it sitting? It's like a 5-hour drive from my house. It's sitting there for 6.5 days. Like, why is it just sitting there? Why isn't it being sorted? They explained, and I totally get it, and I have no beef with that. Packages are sitting on trucks because they don't have the staff or the facilities to handle the amount of volume that people are having shipped and all of that. So, okay, fine. So it's there. Then it left there, and it was a week before it got to Massachusetts. A 5-hour drive, a week. But again, whatever, it's totally fine. My issue, and then it was like 2 days or 3 days and it got to me, whatever. So the whole trip was like a 3-week operation. And when I got the notice that it was delivered, I was like, yay. So went out, checked the mail, and there it was, box. The box, the shipping label, had on it priority 1-day shipping or next day air or something. It was like a 1-day, next day thing. And it took 3 weeks. And I get it. That's fine. But here's my issue. However it happened, I didn't specifically want the 1-day shipping. I wouldn't have paid extra. I would have gladly taken the 3 to 5 day or whatever option. But there wasn't that option. Warmoth just says, here's what shipping is, and you do it. Unless you want to ship it some other way, FedEx, or I don't know exactly what they do, but what the options are. But nonetheless, I paid for faster shipping and didn't get it. So if you went to any other business, if you went into a supermarket and said, hey, I need a leg of lamb or a rack of lamb or whatever, and you got it, bought it, brought it home, and find out there was something wrong with it, like it was out of date or whatever, you'd bring it back and you'd get your money back. And possibly you'd get your money back and then a free item and sincerest apologies if they're any sort of a good company. So that's my problem with the post office. I get it that, and don't flame me and all of that. I get it. People are working hard. Like I said, I personally know like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4-letter carriers and another person that works at a local post office. I personally know them. Like, I could call them up and say hello. Like, personally, I know these people. I get it. My issue isn't with that. It's with, like, people are paying for this and then not getting it. And the government, because that's who's running the post office, it's just kind of like, hey, sorry. Like, without any explanation or anything. Like, ugh, whatever. So anyway, 3 weeks to get them. Now, my rant about these. First off, I know they're ultralights or whatever. They look and feel incredibly cheap. And they were expensive. Incredibly cheap. Made out of plastic. They just feel cheap. When you turn them, it feels like there's like a weird resistance. Like it's not built to really tight tolerances. They feel really cheap. The plastic, I don't know if you can really see it, sort of the plastic housing, there's like little bits where the molding was that I'm gonna have to like shave off, because if not, I don't feel that they're gonna sit straight and snug. They're gonna be kind of tilted. And aside from all of that, and you could say like, oh well, I mean, you think they feel cheap, but someone else feels them and says like oh, they seem super lightweight. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. This piece that obviously goes boop and screws in. Okay. This piece is plastic, so I'm worried about the nut that's going to be showing on the front of the headstock getting marred when I'm trying to put it on, but I'll give it a shot. I'll try to be real careful. Okay, inside there are screws that are brass. I don't know if you can see them. Okay, but the threads inside are brass. Doesn't fit over the head of this thing. So if I push it on, I feel like I'm going to scratch up and possibly chip off bits of the black finish. So I feel that by the time I put these on the base, the 4 of them, they're already going to be dinged up. So I don't even know what to say with that, except that I bought them and I paid kind of a lot for them if we include the extra shipping that I paid for, and I'm just not at all happy with these tuners. The whole thing. I feel like Mr. Costanza. Like I'm just upset about the whole thing. But anyway, so let's get back to putting these on. It seems like they just pop in, put that baby on and tighten it, and they're done. So we'll see what happens. So I'm going to put you down here. Okay. There we go. So obviously the hole's here. So you put that in, it slides right in. Okay, there's a lot of slop there. And a lot of the slop is these pegs going into these holes. So I don't know. I know that it'll tighten up once I put that collar on, because hopefully it'll fit nice and tight in there. It does. Nice and snug. Okay, but these little pegs on the tuners into the holes here, there's a lot of wiggle here. So I don't know if these holes are too big and these pegs are too small. So I guess back to my original, I don't know where the error is, but I've never had an issue with tolerances on Warmoth stuff, so I'm gonna go with the holes are completely correct. Maybe they changed these, I don't know. So anyway, it goes in there. So I'm gonna flip it over, and it has this little ring, and you have to look really carefully to see which side goes down, because one side has a slight bevel on the outer edge and the other side does not. So it goes this way, and it's really like weird. There's like weird gunk on it, like sticky crap. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Like I could see the reflection in the light and feel it. There's like gunk. I don't know. So let's flip this around. Hopefully don't drop them, because they feel like they would really not survive a fall. So that goes on. This, try to put it on without messing up the finish too much. And this is the one that came off of this one. It had a problem coming off of it. Oh boy, now it won't even, there we go. Okay. So far so good. I'm just going to hand tighten it because, like I said, I'm concerned. It seems the plastic. Okay, so hand tightened. Okay, yeah. So can you see? If I do it that way, you can probably see. See, that's a lot of slop. Not really thrilled with that. So what I'm going to do is it looks like pushed away from the body, it looks like it's at an angle. So it looks like I need to pull it towards the body, and that looks more perpendicular. No. Right in the middle is where it looks like it's at a right angle, looking down from the top where I am. Yeah, that's weird. So I guess just somewhere in the middle. I'll just kind of guesstimate on all of them. No, I don't want to do that. Because then if they get bumped, they're all going to be like all random. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'll just do it in the middle. Okay, now I have my big huge thingy here, and tighten it. Nice and careful. Okay. Still some slop. And I'm afraid to tighten it too much more. So you know what? I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to put the other three on, and there we go, lesson learned. Unhappy with these things. Okay, a little update. I just opened the second one, and goes on and off, nice and smooth. So I am going with the assumption that the issue is on these pegs is with the tuners. They're just too big, whatever. I'm sorry, too small. They should have been larger to fit the holes. because like I said, I've never had an issue with tolerances and tooling and everything with Warmoth. So, what are you going to do? Okay, yet another update on these BM Light Schaller tuners. So, I put them in. You know, they look nice. This one went in okay, this one okay, this one eh. This one would not go in. The collar that has the nut on the top here that goes in would not go into the hole. So I undid this one and tried this one and this one. Would not go in. So tried this one and this one, it went in. So that tells me that the holes in the headstock that Warmoth made are all correct, because this tuner would go into both holes. This tuner would not go into either hole. So that tells me there's a fault with the tolerances on the tuner. So I took out some sandpaper. I checked and felt, and it felt like on the nut with the threads on the inside that goes into the hole from the face of the headstock, it felt like at the end of it, instead of being a perfect cylinder, it came out and then there was like sort of a little like lip on the end. So I took some sandpaper and very carefully sanded down that lip and tried it, wouldn't fit. Sanded it some more, tried it, wouldn't fit. Sanded it some more, tried it, wouldn't fit. Oh, and while I was doing that, I found out that it seems that it's aluminum. So it felt very light, which of course is the point of the tuners. But it's not plastic, it's aluminum. But nonetheless, I think it would get marred pretty easily with a stainless steel trying to screw that in. I got them in, they're all good, all look fine. So anyway, wouldn't go in. So got a round file, and I'm sitting there going, making the hole larger, 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 very slowly, because I didn't want to chip anything. I know you're supposed to use a reamer is the right way to do it. I don't have one. I didn't think I needed one. So anyway, finally got it in. Took probably like 20 minutes. But my point being, there we go. There we are. There's a problem with the Schaller tuners. They're super expensive. Not super expensive, you know, but they're pretty darn expensive. And they just, I feel like whatever I paid for them, I forget, they were, with the shipping and everything, as I've said like a billion times already in this video, they're expensive. I feel like I would have got a better product with a much cheaper, just, you know, Chinese-made, mass-produced, open gear tuners. So, oh well, they're in, and lesson learned. Hopefully you guys watching this video will take heed, take note of this, and maybe try to avoid these tuners. I'm very unhappy with them, but what are you going to do? It's the only option that Warmoth gave me for this neck. Maybe Warmoth will change their policy. Probably not.